The important question is why Irish ships were being sunk by German U-boats. We have to remember that during the First World War, the Great War, the war to end all wars, whichever way we want to call it, that Ireland was under British rule. So when on the 4th of August 1914, when Britain declared war on Germany, Ireland was automatically involved in that war. Britain was very well known for its naval superiority, and one of the first acts of the war was to declare a naval blockade on German ports to restrict the German fleet. The Germans responded in kind and announced a blockade of Britain, which essentially meant the islands of Great Britain and Ireland. In February of 1915, Germany declared that any shipping within the coastal waters of Britain and Ireland were legitimate targets of war. And the phrase they used was that they considered these waters within the seat of war, and that they had the right to sink anything without warning. This policy was restricted after the sinking of the Lusitania. The Lusitania was on its way from New York. It was passing quite near Cork and was sunk with a massive loss of life, and it almost brought the Americans into World War I. Germany, of course, didn't want this to happen, and they restricted the use of this policy of unrestricted warfare, of sinking ships without warning. However, as the war dragged on, in 1917, Germany thought they might be able to end the war quickly with a short, sharp shock to Britain, starve Britain in submission, and resume this policy. And it was in this context that ships like the first of the Guinness Fleet, the W.M. Barclay, the SS Hare, and of course the SS Adela would be lost, with the loss of so many lives.